was looking at me. She's like, "What?"
Yeah, dude, your lats are coming in, bro. Yeah.
That's all I did.
All right, it's been 3 weeks. What's the last 3 weeks look like for you?
3 weeks since the MRI today. Happy and grateful to be out on the bike on a beautiful day today with no pain. The last 3 weeks has been mostly a learning process. The first week, I just dove into as much research as I could. I talked to as many people as possible who had gone through injuries that were similar, bone stress fractures in their hips, physical therapists, orthopedics, everybody really, to get input on how to approach this thing and how it was caused. And so I've really tried to understand the cause of it. Over the last few weeks, I did a blood test and everything seemed pretty normal, other than some low ferritin iron levels. So I started iron supplementation. My volume and intensity was not crazy, but really when we go back and look at the run footage and we rule everything out, like the weight loss or the energy expenditure likely not being any part of the equation of me getting injured, it was really the running form and the biomechanics. I had a bad right-left imbalance, and when you look at my run form, which we'll break down a bit more in a later video, you can see my left foot is heel striking way out in front of my body, and my right leg was landing under my body, over pronating, and my knee was collapsing in. And so I had some issues that ultimately just led to too much stress on the psoas muscle, which was pulling on the lesser trochanter. And so that's the current thinking that most of the folks I've talked to agree with. My physical therapist agrees. So really going to be approaching a mobility, range of motion, and strength program, and then a relearning to run program over the next few weeks. But it's been nice to just dig into the science and the root cause of this injury and feel like I have my head wrapped around it. Other than that, I've been aqua jogging a bit to try to get the aerobic fitness back up.
Day one of aqua jogging, baby. Never been more excited to do something besides swim.
What's the set?
No set. 20 minutes. I can go as long as I want with 0 out of 10 pain. Start getting the hip moving.
I've been biking just on feel every couple days, but very much in off-season mode. I've put on some weight. I'm eating ice cream every night. I'm putting my feet up, watching shows. I think one of the best pieces of advice I got from somebody was put your feet up and get fat for a month or you won't heal. And so I've been patient and I haven't pushed the fitness, honestly. I'm kind of just becoming okay with getting out of shape right now and not trying to push it too much. I swam about 50K in 2 weeks, all pulling. So I'm getting some big lats and, my shoulders are going to fall off, but took the last couple days off. I actually had a cold, so I wasn't feeling great, and just binge watch James Bond movies and Better Call Saul, and now I'm out on a beautiful ride, not even looking at power.
All right, man. So what's the next 3 weeks look like?
I got physical therapy 3 times a week for the next 6 weeks. A lot of mobility, range of motion work, and glute strength. And I think next 3 weeks, I think I'll be starting to run. Likely on the Alter G, just really easy run walk stuff, I think, if everything looks good. And then in 2 or 3 weeks, I will get MRI number 2, which hopefully shows progression of the bone fracture healing. It might not, which is okay. It's starting to feel amazing. Like I have no 0 out of 10 pain on the bike. Feels totally normal. So things are going well. But I think in 3 weeks, I'll be in a very different place than I am right now, which is super exciting.
All right, so you started the year in probably the best shape of your life, and I've seen you on crutches the last couple of weeks. So where's the mental health at right now?
It's up and down. I've stayed as positive as I think I could ever expect myself to. It's certainly not how I imagined my April looking, just like sitting on my ass all the time. And watching guys get ready for St. George and Ibiza, and seeing success of people at Ironman Texas, and yeah, definitely feeling like FOMO here and there. But enjoying other things in life right now. Like honestly, I've just enjoyed the off season, I guess. That's like honestly how I'm looking at it. Is it's a time, and maybe the only time, hopefully the only time in the next 5 to 7 years where I have my feet up quite often, and I'm not on a structured training program, and I'm enjoying and eating whatever I want, and going to sleep and waking up whenever I want, and having more time with my wife to relax. My parents were in town in Vegas, which was really nice. And so the mental health is okay. I'm trying to stay positive. There's moments where it sucks, but it's not horrible, which is good, because it could have been horrible. And if you asked me in January, hey, if you have a stress fracture in April in your debut pro season after being in the best shape of your life, how are you going to feel? I would have thought I'd be feeling a lot worse than I actually am. And I'd take that as a win.
Anything keeping you distracted?
Yeah, I mean, work, my day job for sure. Obviously, the triathlon news this week of Colin Chartier's EPO drug test just had me and all my friends like texting all day, every day.
So what are your thoughts on it?
Man, I have a lot of thoughts on the Colin thing. I've been thinking about it all week because I've been sitting on my butt and browsing every podcast and Instagram like everyone else has been. At first, I was shocked. Then I was super pissed off. Then I was like, F him. Absolute cheat. And then I had some empathy for him. He's a mid-pack pro. Let's assume he started doping a couple years ago, which I don't know. That's my thought. Mid-pack pro, sacrificed everything, no family time, no girlfriend, traveling from camp to camp, in debt, broke, desperate, hates the sport, but has to do it. Like, maybe he's in a super dark place. And yeah, I mean, obviously he felt like he had to turn to that. So I feel bad for him. I do have empathy. I'm like, he's the kind of guy in the sport that I think would make that type of decision that at that level, and then he achieves some success and then feels even more pressure. And I don't know, it's a tough spot to be in. So I do have empathy for him. Lots of people have probably thought about doping, like, what would it do for me? How strong could I get? I mean, I did when I was watching Lance Armstrong and all the professional cyclists growing up. That's how I got into endurance sports. And then to find out everybody was cheating is like crazy. And so I've always been really naive in triathlon, thinking that everybody's clean and everybody at the top must be playing by the rules. And obviously I always have, and never even thought about it. But it's, once somebody at the top goes down, it starts to cast doubt, and it pisses me off because I'm on my ass injured, and who knows, maybe if I took EPO, I never would have had a stress fracture. Like, you start to think that stuff, and when you watch one guy cheat, it just feels so unfair, and it cuts you to the core, all the work you put in. And I'm not even doing this for a living, right? Like, it's not like I feel robbed of money by him, like I'm sure Sam and Magnus do at the PTO US Open now. But I do feel like if you think everybody better than you is cheating, you are absolutely screwed, because you will lose motivation and you will either have to quit the sport or cheat yourself. And I've always thought everyone's clean. I still do. I want to believe that everybody at the top is clean except Colin, and I will continue to think that until more positive tests come out, because you have to think that way to operate and motivate yourself to train as hard as most of the pros are these days.